UFC 204 did not disappoint. The main event was, I think, something that none of us expected, a 5-round stand-up war with Hendo dropping Bisping twice early in the fight. Looked like he might finish it in the first and second rounds. But Bisping gutted it out. He got up. He pulled out the decision. He defended his belt. Overall, that fight, it really makes a statement for both guys out there. Henderson, smart, still has that power. He's not losing that power. I really have a hard time seeing him retire after a fight that he was so close to winning the title. For Bisping, this is a guy that was knocked unconscious, separated from his consciousness viciously by Henderson, and he spoke of it after the fight. But he overcame those things, and he really did put on a pace, which is what we expected. He landed some good shots. He landed some good kicks to the body, and at the end of the day, he defended the belt. He won the title, or won the fight, and that's all you could ask from him in his hometown. It was kind of touching to see his dad come in there. It showed you how much that meant to him. So hats off. It was one hell of a fight. Bisping, at the end of the fight, he wanted to call out to some of the guys in the division. Make no mistake, those guys they're killers. Does Bisping have the power to deal with those guys? I think that DC said it best when he compared the power of Dan Henderson to the power of Rumble Johnson. And the difference is the speed of Rumble versus the power of Dan. And, listen, obviously Rumble hits hard. Everybody he touches goes down. DC would know better. He's fought both of the guys. But it really does speak volumes to a guy at Dan's age, still competing at the highest level, fighting for the title. Is he going to retire? Is there a future there for him? Definitely. He could keep fighting. There's no doubt about it. And with Bisping and the top 5, is he able to deal with the type of athletes in their prime that he's going to have to? Listen, there's some killers in the top 5. Bisping has been around a long time. He holds records now. He's most punches. He's got most fights, I believe, and maybe even most wins. He is a man's fighter. He's a just down and dirty. Get in there, train. His cardio is always a weapon. You've got to respect Mike for that. He does not run away from fights. He takes them all. And for all the talking he does, I do think he's a respectful guy, and he sells tickets as well. So we'll see what happens with Bisping, how long he's able to defend this title, and who is he going to fight next? That's going to be the thing. There was a fight that really I was a little bit surprised, and that was OSP against Manuwa. Now, Jimmy Manuwa came on the scene. He was expected to be a killer. All the scouting and the fights. The story on Manuwa was power, athletic ability, and power. And he did have some struggles early on with Rumble. It didn't come out well. But I'm going to tell you something. He made OSP look bad in that fight. He really did. He landed a knee or two towards the end of the first round that just took the fight out of OSP. He came out looking like he didn't feel confident. He didn't have that confidence. He tasted that power, and he tried to avoid. He was on defense, and listen, Manuwa just he tooled him. Impressive fight for Jimmy Manuwa. And for the guys in the division now, when you see Manuwa perform that way, where he's at his best, and that might not even be his best, really. I mean, this guy really has some talent and serious power. What are they thinking, too? I think Jimmy Manuwa is going to make some noise in the division. I think he's got a big future. And depending on if he gets the right fight, Manuwa could be right up there fighting for a title before you know it. No doubt about it. Incredible athlete, a lot of power, and coming under the radar. The people in the U.S., unless you're a diehard, you don't really know much about Jimmy Manuwa. I'll tell you. I think you're going to find out pretty soon. And we had another fight, obviously, that surprised me again. Mousasi against Belfort. Listen, Mousasi is a guy that has proven his abilities. Now, Vitor's been around forever, but yet Mousasi has more fights than Vitor. And, I mean, I look at it like this way, guys. Belfort hung in there. He did take a beating. He didn't quit. Normally when he gets hurt, it's after he's given his best and his opponent took it. He gets hurt and he kind of gives. This time he took the beating. He did. He really did want to win. He knows he's at the end of the career. He's down there. You know, for Mousasi, I was totally impressed. His striking skill was off the chart. His speed was off the chart. His ability to finish, which he hadn't really shown in the UFC yet. And I was surprised because his post-fight interview, he spoke of not taking chances. But I'll tell you, I was nothing but impressed with Mousasi. I think this is a guy that's definitely going to be making noise coming up the division. People have got to respect him. He is good on the ground, good on the feet. He's a well-rounded fighter, one of the special athletes out there that can take it. He can, like he said, he can beat anyone on any given day, and that's a fact. But with Vitor, and listen, I'm not hating on Belfort. You know, guys, do I have some issues with some of the things that's happened? Yes, I do. I mean, Vitor was given a TRT exemption after he had already broken the rules earlier in the 2000s, and he shouldn't have got the exemption, but he did. If you look at his body, if you look at that fight last night or the weigh-in, and then go back 2 fights or 3 fights and look at the weigh-ins, you're going to see the difference between a guy taking PEDs and a guy not. And that was so evident to me. And it's kind of like Alistair Overeem, you know, nothing but respect, Alistair, but used to weigh in at 263 or so, wear your pants, totally ripped, giant, right? Now you're coming in at 240, 243. You're soft. You don't look hard. You know, it's funny because as this testing is raised to a level where they really can't get away with it, you start to see the change in body, the change in fighting style, and it's refreshing. I mean, that's what we want to see. We want to see an even playing field, a level playing field for all fighters, where everyone can get in there, compete at their best, and be judged by their performance without enhancements. That's something that I look at it, I love it, and I see it happening. You just can't get away with it. And believe me, guys, if Vitor could have took that fight in Brazil and got around the testing, you would have seen a different physique on Belfort, no doubt about it. You know what, I'm really upset about something, and I'm going to go ahead and speak to it a little bit, and that is the death of Josh Sammon. He been in the sport of MMA, is a special fighter, a special person, was on UFC Tough 17, was a competitor. He died at age 28. Such a tragedy. He had someone that was with him, Troy Kirkenberg. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but he was also found in the home, unresponsive, was taken to the hospital. He did not make it. He did pass away, and so did Josh. And last Wednesday, the MMA community, and as far as I'm concerned, everyone has lost something special. Josh was a guy that he gave it his all. He was a very passionate man, and everything he did to the 10th, as hard as he could go. Now, he spoke of addiction issues, and he also spoke of something that happened to him when he was dealing. It was texting with his girl, and they're texting back and forth. Unfortunately, she was driving. She was involved in a car crash while they were texting. She lost her life. And I don't know that Josh ever got over that. And, I feel for the families. And my thoughts and prayers go out to the families. I know that you guys feel the same. Listen, this is a tough sport. And those guys are human beings. They're just like me or you. They just happen to fight, And these things that happen this way, I wish I had an answer. I wish there was something I could say. But step in. If you do see a problem, step in, try to help. I don't think this was avoidable with the situation way it was. I don't think it was avoidable. And, my thoughts and prayers again go out to the family. God bless. Anything I can do, I surely will. Let me know, and I'm there for you. It's a sad situation. MMA did lose a very talented fighter, and a family did lose a loved one. And Troy Kirkenberg, he didn't deserve it. His family didn't deserve it. So thoughts and prayers there for. Now coming off of that, which is hard. I probably should have ended it on that, but UFC 205. This is one of it's got to be the most stacked card. Now, everybody says it, it's always happening, but this is a stacked card. The prelims are stacked. The prelims are stacked. So I'm really looking forward to 205. I'm not going to get into it now. I'm going to save the show to get into it. But you know what? I've been away for a while. We've had so much. We improved all of our equipment, and then we had nothing but technical problems. So thank you so much for bearing with me. I'm doing the best I can. It is difficult, but hey, this is our job. This is what we do. This is my passion. I'm a fan. I'm trying to represent the fans. And speaking of, a shout out to Cape, right there, Cape Breton, 1973. He's a killer on there. Tammy, killer. I mean, we've got great people out there on Twitter that are doing great things for the MMA community, the Team MMA. A lot of people out there are pushing it. I know a buddy of mine, Bomber, doing Combat Circle, pushing it. Everybody out there is supporting. MMA has grown so big, so fast. It's really, it's just taking over, and I love it. I love it. Now, one thing too, I want to say, Tanya Evinger, Miss Evinger, my apologies to you. Our show has yet to be. We haven't been able to get it out. We've had too many problems with our connection. The show has not been up to the quality that I know I can tolerate, and Tanya can as well. But we fixed it. So I think we're on the roll now. And thank you so much for sticking with me and sticking with us. This is a group thing, guys. This is about unity. This is about community strong, power in numbers. The fans, us, we can make a difference. So please participate, speak, be involved, and make a difference. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you don't have Fight TV app on your phone, get it. Go to Roku, Fight TV Plus. You've got to subscribe. This is what we're doing. It's really, it's humbling. I'm going to do my best for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time. For Fight TV, for Modern Pugilist Entertainment, I'm Dan Cox. Thank you.